Hi everyone, to start out this look I'm first using MAC Fix Plus and I'm spraying that all over her face to moisturize it and make sure that the foundation goes on nicely. And then I'm using Clinique's Beyond Perfecting foundation all over her face with a damp beauty blender sponge. And then underneath her eyes to act as a concealer I'm using Covergirl's Outlast foundation. And it's a really full coverage foundation and I just like it better than a concealer. And then I'm just going to blend that into the foundation really well, and then underneath her eyes I'm setting it with a pressed powder. Then I'm using the same pressed powder and I'm just applying that all over her face to make sure that it doesn't crease and that it stays matte. Before I start on the eyeshadow, I'm going to be applying an eyelid primer all over her eyelids, and this will just prevent it from creasing and it'll make it easier to work with the eyeshadow. The first eyeshadow that I'm using is Cocoa Bear from Geek, and I'm using that with a fluffy brush, and I'm just blending that into the crease, and this will just kind of act as the warmth in the crease underneath the glitter. It takes me a few layers of the Cocoa Bear eyeshadow to get it looking nice, but once I get it to the point where I'm happy with it, I like to take a large fluffy brush. This one's from Real Techniques, and I just use a clean one and I'm just going to blend it over top of it so it's more blended. Then once the first layer is blended, I add another layer, and this will help build up the intensity. And then I just blend each layer as I go with some face powder on the eyebrow bone. Then on the entire eyelid, I'm using a red eyeshadow on a small fluffy brush, and it really doesn't matter what red you use because you're going to be covering it up, but just make sure that you apply it on the entire eyelid and then blend it up into the crease. And this eyeshadow look isn't really extended like a cat eye, it's more rounded, so try to keep it round. After the first layer of eyeshadow is applied, I'm using the same small fluffy brush with a little bit of red eyeshadow on it, and I'm just blending that in a rounded type way up into the crease. Then on the outer portion of the eye, I'm using this MAC eyeshadow in Stroke of Midnight. It's a really deep navy purpley black with glitter in it, and I'm just blending that right only on the outer portion of the eye and then a tiny bit in the crease. Underneath her eye on the lower lash line, I'm using the same red eyeshadow on a small fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend that towards the inner corner, but I'm not taking it all the way into the inner corner. To add the highlight on the inner corner, I'm using Phloof eyeshadow from MAC, which is a super bright shimmery white eyeshadow. And then I'm also going to take that onto the lower lash line and blend that towards the red. Before I add the glitter to her eyelids, I'm using a translucent powder with a large fluffy brush, and I'm putting that underneath her eyes, and you want to put this on basically the whole lower half of your face, because when the glitter falls on your face it makes it so much easier to brush it off. To add the glitter, I'm using this NYX glitter liner to act as my glue. You can use a glitter glue or whatever you have, but this is what I like to do, and I just blend that with my finger into the shape I want it, and then I'm taking this flat brush and I put some red glitter on the top of the brush, and then I'm just pressing that into the glitter liner. And if the glitter glue gets a little bit dry, then you can just add a little bit more and then press some more red glitter on top of it. After the glitter's dried, I'm taking a Stroke of Midnight again with an angle brush, and I'm applying that to her upper lash line. I'm just pressing it in for more depth, and I'm also taking that underneath on her lower lash line, and I'm lining that really close to her lower lashes, and I'm blending it towards the inner corner, but not all the way into the inner corner. To add the glitter on the lower lash line, I'm using the same process where I'm taking the NYX glitter liner and I'm just blending that in and then adding a tiny bit of red glitter on top of it. Before I put on false lashes, I'm putting 2 coats of mascara onto her top lashes and then 1 coat of mascara onto her bottom lashes. The false lashes that I'm using are from Eyelure. They're called Punk Princess, and I'm using Revlon's Precision Lash Glue to apply them. Next, to define her eyebrows, I'm using this NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Taupe, and I'm just filling in her brows, kind of like going in back and forth motions to color them in. And then every time I fill in something, I like to brush it out so it looks more natural. After I filled them in and I'm happy with the shape of them, I like to go in with a brow gel, and I'm using this Maybelline Clear Brow Gel to set them into place. To finish off the face, I'm using a bronzing powder from the NYX Contour Kit in the hollows of her cheekbones, and I'm also taking that down onto her jawline and then on her forehead as well. For cheeks, I'm using NYX's Mocha, and I'm adding a little bit onto her cheekbones and then I'm blending that backwards. And then for highlighter, I'm using Soft and Gentle from MAC on the high points of her cheekbones. For the lipstick, I'm using ColourPop's Lippie Stick in Oh Snap. It's such a beautiful brown nude. Then on top of that, to make it look a tiny bit lighter, I'm using MAC's Myth. Then to finish it off, I'm using CoverGirl's Colorlicious Lip Gloss in Melted Toffee. After the makeup look is complete, I like to set it into place with either a setting spray or MAC Fix Plus, and this just makes the foundation look more like skin. This is the finished look. I'll put all of the product information of the things that I used in the description box. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you for watching.